What is going on, crypto family? This is your boy Random Arts coming with a quick video. And on this video, guys, we're going to be talking about my GameStop thesis, guys. And again, we are at the very beginning of this thesis. And I'm glad that I am documenting this so that way you guys can see it in real time. Now, before I dive too deeply into this video, do me a huge favor, hit that like button, consider subscribing. Definitely love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinion about today's video. So before we even dive into the thesis, let's take a look at Bitcoin. And again, Bitcoin is the head of the snake when it comes to crypto. So wherever Bitcoin goes, so shall the overall market. So this is why it's very important to always start with Bitcoin. So looking at the price of Bitcoin, it is sitting at 1095, guys. The breakout level, or which was the prior all-time high, was 1098. So notice, and this is a weekly chart too, so just in case you guys want to follow along. But if you look at the weekly chart, the candle did not close above the previous breakout level. So because it didn't close above the previous breakout level, it essentially invalidates the move. Like, oh, a breakout is there. Because it happened, we have to look at the next candle, the next week, which is the one that just started yesterday, right? So, curious to see if this one is going to close above the breakout level by the end of the week. Now, if it does not, then we may be able to start to see either consolidation on the side or a flat out rejection, which would equal to what some people would say like a double top. Yeah. So may see some pullback, then probably followed by a big explosion. So what we're looking for right now is a candle, whether it's this week's candle, next week's candle on the weekly, to close above that breakout level. And once that happens, this is what we're going to start to see. Different tokens, different alts, they're going to start to have a big explosion. Because one thing for sure, for certain, if you look at the alt market, everything is underperforming, guys. So it's not only the token that you're in or XYZ token, it's everything. Everything in the market when it comes to alt is underperforming. This is the prior cycle's all-time highs, and this is where we're currently at right now. So technically, if we were in alt season, we would actually be we would actually be surpassing this level right here and going up even higher, but we are not even close to it as of yet. So meaning anything that you buy now, you are buying it at extreme discount. This is a good gauge as far as like to see where we're at in the market. So just in case you guys wanted to take a look for yourself. Now, on to the meat and potatoes of this video, guys, and it's about GameStop. My GameStop thesis is shaping up extremely nicely. Why is it? Let's first read just the first part about the thesis, because this is the only part that I'm covering in this video. I said, since Keith Gill, aka Roaring Kitty, made his comeback, we've seen an undeniable link between his presence and both GameStop, GME stock, and our token, which is Roaring Kitty on Ethereum. So if you're looking at another Roaring Kitty on another chain, then you're looking at the wrong Roaring Kitty. Simple as that. Um, and I said GameStop has a die-hard cult-like following that truly believes it's going to $100 plus. Technically, once GME clears the $35 range, it opens up the chart for a strong breakout. Look where GME just freaking closed today, guys. And this is why I waited just to make my video, because I wanted to see where GME was going to close today and whether or not if it was going to line up or we were going to have to wait. Look, GME closed at $35.01, guys. This thing is playing out to the T. It's playing out to the T. Now, given the fact that we just had three green candles, straight up candles, hopefully we continue to keep going up higher. But more realistically speaking, we may be able to see a pullback. But if we don't see a pullback, that is what I want to see. So this is still allowing more room or more opportunity, especially for the Roaring Kitty community, to being able to get into a nice bag and ready to ride this momentum up. Because again, as this starts to go, and we already seen this, Roaring Kitty was, I think, was close inching in at $7 million market cap last night. But of course, we had someone, take profits. This person right here, they sold 13. They cashed out 13,000. They invested 10,000 to get 13. To me, that's not a big return, especially on the risk reward type. If I'm putting 10,000 up on any token, I'm looking to at least clear, 100x. I'm sorry, not 100. At least 100,000 if I'm putting up 10,000 up. Because it only makes sense. But they're doing their investment. So at the end of the day, do what you do. Then following by that, and this is the beauty. This is what I love about Roaring Kitty, because again, after the sellers sell, that's it for them. Most tokens, you get sell after sell after sell, and it's by the team or someone who got free token. When it comes to Roaring Kitty, the people who are selling is only holders. So once their bags are empty, once they run out of token, you naturally start to see a rebound. And take a look at the chart, guys. And this is why I like Roaring Kitty, man. It's easier. Like, look, straight. This is the panic. Oh, people who had tokens, like, oh, then you had somebody else who had maybe around like $12,000 worth of roar. They started dumping as well too, and I think they didn't make that much on their bags as well too. So, which again, perfectly fine. Hey, you want to make peanuts, you can make peanuts. But what you start seeing is a rebound. A strong buyer came in because you have people on the sideline watching Roaring Kitty. Let me refresh this, because let me just show you how many people so far have looked at my thesis. And I believe a lot of these people who have looked at my thesis are still on the sideline, because we just seen today close to a $10,000 buy order all at once. And yeah, look at my look, 12,000 guys, 12,000 views over the last few days, just based upon my thesis that I put out, because it makes sense, guys. If you read the overall thesis from each bulletin point that I put out, it makes sense. The narrative makes sense. The factors of what could happen, it makes sense. And now we're seeing it happening right before our eyes, where GME is currently at $35. Guys, like I said in the thesis, the chart is wide open, guys. It is wide open. And to just give you guys this last point here before I let you go, this right here really got me excited. This last 5 minutes, you see what you seen is just this nice wick. So either people were trying to get in at all costs before the market closed, or you had short sellers covering their position trying to get out. Because if that happens the next day, we could potentially see a nice gap up. And if we see a nice gap up, then we could start having that squeeze. Now, there is another part to this thesis that I did not add. I did write something separately for it, and that is a liquidity squeeze as well too. One thing about Roaring Kitty, it is about to experience a liquidity squeeze, which is gonna get very, very crazy. Um, so yeah, I'll make a separate video being able to explain that. But as of right now, the entry point for Roar is absolutely amazing. If you look at, if you guys watch my technical analysis on Roar when we were down over here, I talked about this line right here, this resistance area. And I stated once we pass this resistance area, we should be able to see a strong push. And again, look what happened. We initially got above it, followed by rejection. We consolidated above it for a little bit, then boom, next thing you know, we went from 4 all the way to $6 million market cap, almost reached 7. And now we had that pullback. Now we're getting new buyers starting to come in. Holder count, that's one thing that I've been watching as well too. A lot of new holders are stepping into Roaring Kitty as it currently stands right now. So that just suggests that now we're getting a new floor starting to get established right around here. So any pullback, any sales is going to get accumulated. Then we could potentially start having that rise, like I mentioned before. This is all old stuff that I already talked about. So if you guys are, like, hey, random, you already talked about this. Yes, I talked about this on prior video, but just rehashing it for this video. And, since we're already past this, now the next target area as far as for resistance is going to be somewhere around the penny mark. But guys, things are looking pretty good. I'm excited. The community is excited. We just got a video done, for us. And big shout out to Surf in Crypto, if I'm not mistaken, that's the name. Surf in Crypto. He just made a video drop for us. So we're getting new influencers looking at Roar, looking at the potential of Roar, and this analysis that he did about Roar and Kitty, saying the same thing that I'm saying. Go figure, you know? And he's saying it more on the technical side, going over the analysis. I'm giving you guys the fundamental aspect of it with the whole thesis. So again, we are saying the same thing, and the influencers seeing it. And this is why I love doing what I'm doing, because when it comes to me, I like to document what I say. And yeah, this right here is just the documentation that I currently have. But that is all that I have for you guys today. Leave a like, leave a comment. Random Arts guys signing off. Peace.